All right, welcome to the Crossroads Sports Bracketology Show. I'm your host, Brandon Reef. We've got Jonathan Birdsong with us, my co-host, as always, on the audio right now. JB, happy Selection Sunday. How are you? JB, I had Jonathan Birdsong with me. JB, are you there? Awesome. Sounds like he's in a wind tunnel right now. Can't hear a word. We'll see if we can get JB back here, but the brackets are out. We're excited. March Madness is here. The Final Four will be here in Indianapolis in April 4th through the 6th. The basketball mecca will be here. We've got the NCAA Final Four. We've got the NIT here, and we have Division One and Division Two national championships all here in the Circle City, Indianapolis, this coming April. We cannot wait. And the brackets are out. Conference tournaments are done. Conference tournaments are complete. We now have brackets, and we're excited. We're excited. We're going to get Jonathan back here with us. We're going to have D-Cot joining the show momentarily as well, from the Game Time Network. We may have some different people joining throughout the show tonight. Who knows? But we're excited. Needless to say, give me a second here. I'm just making sure we're live on all counts, and we are. So good to hear. We'll get JB here to join us, but looking overall as we're waiting for those guys, the overall number one seed Duke Blue Devils. We figured that we would just see. We got John here. JB, can you hear me? JB, can you hear me? John, I can hear you. I can hear you moving around. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Nothing from John. Let's try it again. He's trying a different thing here. We'll try to get him on here. Technical difficulties. It is windy as can be here in Indianapolis today. John had power issues, so he was trying to get kicked back on. We've got severe storms coming here in Indianapolis in a couple hours. Then we got snow on the back end of that. So Mother Nature is wreaking havoc with us tonight. But we'll get John here momentarily. But yeah, number one overall seed Duke Blue Devils, 32-2 record going into the tournament. As the overall number one seed, I don't have any complaints whatsoever with Duke being the overall number one. Arizona, they're going to be in the East. Arizona is the number two seed overall, beating out Michigan. Michigan obviously losing to the Boilermakers puts them at number three in the Midwest. I have no problem with Arizona leapfrogging Michigan. They're 32-2 Arizona, and then Michigan 31-3, and then your fourth overall number one seed Florida 26-7. UConn was and a lot of people's number one seed as the fourth overall number one seed. I just I didn't see it with them. Um, I never had UConn. I had Florida always over UConn. UConn had that big 20-point loss to St. John's there in the Big East Championship. But the committee had overall number one, number two, the number two overall. The two seed number one was Houston. So I don't have a problem with that. Looks like UConn was the overall number two seed. So overall, though, no, man. Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Florida. I have no problem with those number one seeds as all with their locations that they have throughout. Let's see if we got John joining here. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Working through his issues. So we're gonna bring up the bracket here momentarily. T, if you want, I mean, you can't. We don't have the call in. We've got the link. I'll send it to you, and you can join in while we wait for Jonathan here. Let me get the email. Let's text it to you, T. We'll get you in for a moment. Um, There, Tanner. Link should be texted to you. You can join me while I'm waiting for Jonathan and D-Cot here to join the program. But overall, let's see here. Let's bring up the slide. Might as well bring it up. The window of the bracket. We've got the overall bracket, Crossroads Sports Final Four bracket. Just because with the NCAA restrictions, we don't want any chaos to ensue with that. But looking forward to it. As you can see, Duke #1 in the East, Arizona in the West, Michigan in the Midwest, Florida in the South. Your play-in games. You have Prairie View versus Lehigh in the 16 spot. Winner will take on Florida. Miami, Ohio with the one loss, the MAC school getting in. Miami, Ohio, and SMU in the 11 spot play-in game. The other play-in game, 11, Texas and NC State. That'll be over in the West region. And then in the Midwest, you've got UMBC versus Howard there in that one. So looking forward to that one there. That one's wrong, actually. That's a South, not there. But we'll get T in here. T, what's going on, my man? How are you?
What's happening? How's it going?
Well, good. JB's got technical difficulties as always with this weather and the wind, so he's kind of been popping in and out. But we'll get him back in. But
Yeah,
the,
I'll hold
the
over.
brackets are out, my man. I know you sent a message on here. Duke's in trouble. They've got the hardest bracket
Right, they do.
by none by the seeds. It's a gauntlet in that East region. If Duke wants to try to repeat winning a championship in Indianapolis again, but I guess before we go to that real quick, I want to bring up your squad, North Carolina, 6 seed. You got to feel it was a 6 probably because of Caleb being out with that broken hand and being out for the rest of the season.
And I think they said they're going to start taking injuries in consideration. I thought they might even drop below a 6, actually. And as bad as a betting man I am, I've talked to some buddies quickly. I said, you might want to take VCU at +2.5. I just don't trust the Tar Heels without them. I think they're in trouble definitely if they get past VCU, that Illinois game, 9-9. And I'm not trying to talk smack on my team at any moment. It's just when you lose someone of that caliber and that type of player and you run into an Illinois team and their offense, I just don't know if Carolina can keep up with that kind of stuff. So I think they got a tough draw if they're trying to make it anywhere. And then they have Houston at the bottom on top of it. So they got a tough spot if they're trying to make any noise.
Yeah, if I look at here, Illinois has blown how many double-digit leads here lately,
right?
With their spot there in the 3. I think a healthy Carolina team. I think that'd be a little bit easier for them.
Right.
With Wilson over there over Illinois. Just eyeballing it right now. Obviously, we'll have our brackets out. The Crossroads Sports Game Time Network Bracket Challenge will be out. There'll be a prize for somebody this year we're doing. Yours truly winning last year. But just eyeballing it there. I like, Illinois to kind of get through. Hey, Fran McCaffrey get to play the old Big Ten again with him and his Penn Quakers. So that'll be interesting to see. I do like Houston quite a bit here to kind of run their gauntlet out possibly. McNeese State, you get to see the trainer, man, the trainer or the manager with the boombox. He gets to make his appearance again here. What's your thoughts on Nebraska? How far do you think Nebraska can roll with this?
Well, while I was listening, man, they haven't won a game yet, and I mean, I think they got a little tough little draw at the beginning too. I think they can win that, but man, the mayor's got his hands full out there. A 4 seed for him. I think he's for them to make. I don't know. I think maybe a Sweet 16 possibly. I don't know if they can get past that. I mean, they started out real hot. I think when they start out 20-0, and then I think they went like 6-6 in their last 12 games. I think their schedule got a little tougher in the Big Ten too. So they lost.
We have a possible Sweet 16 rematch with Vanderbilt and Florida, and Vanderbilt just
dog walked
shit pumped.
Yeah.
Shit pumped Florida. So we could get a rematch in the Sweet 16 of Vanderbilt and Florida. That's something to kind of look ahead to. Not to say Nebraska's not any good there because I think they're going to be a tough out themselves. But
Yeah.
looking ahead, that could be a possible SEC rematch between the two.
Yeah, no, yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I said Florida came on strong. I mean, they started out the gate slow, but the last February and March, they've really got that team going together, and they've really earned that number one seed for sure. The way
Yeah.
they've been playing. I mean, yeah, they did get drilled in that thing, but sometimes I think it's not always good to win those tournaments. You use a lot of your legs, you play a lot in a few days, so sometimes I think it's better to get a little bit more rest under you. I don't always think these conference tournaments winning that it's always the best thing.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at the Boilermakers, with Trace Jackson having his arm hurt again, I was like, man, I'd rather almost just kind of lose these games and let the guys rest up for a bit because I also think it's a little, I mean, it's a little crazy that the people that play on Sundays for these conference championships on Sundays, when they put them on a Thursday game, it's
Right,
it's a lot less rest. Why don't you just put them on the Friday, make it a
right.
little bit easier?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and then you always get the Mormons. They never have to play on Sunday, so they're getting the draw Thursday, Saturday every time. So,
All there.
um,
That's a good
yeah,
gambler all right there is what that is.
yeah. So they always
Move
get that. Yeah,
Looking
go
at the
ahead,
East, man, this is the toughest one. I feel
dude.
like the toughest.
Did you?
You
Yeah,
got
they
you
added
got
up like the.
Shire,
Yeah, Shire.
Shire and Duke. Then you got Bettino and St. John's, Bill Self in Kansas, Izzo, Hurley, Cronin, the
Yeah,
micro anger management guy in UCLA. This is a stacked East region. Tough spot they've got the Blue Devils here as they kind of go on. And I know
yeah.
you're a Carolina fan here, but overall, kind of looking at this bracket for Duke, your thoughts?
Yeah. I think they get like the first two games are good because I really don't know about Ohio State being an 8. Maybe I'm crazy. I just didn't think they were that good to be an 8 seed. Maybe even TCU being a 9. Um, I feel like they always do. I follow a guy. I feel like they always do. They just screw over mid major. Sometimes I think some of these mid majors could be an 8 or a 9 and not have to be that 12 or 13 and play the 5 and the 4. I think some of those are up there, like the Santa Claras and sometimes in some other ones. I think Akron's going to be pretty good. But Duke, though, I think should roll first two games. They should win there. I mean, Dixon does. He always gets that TCU. Anytime they play in tough games, he always gets it. He had two close calls against Kansas. They probably should have won this year.
Yeah.
So he always does play that team. I think Ohio State's favored in that game, and I'm probably gonna just as a betting purposes for whoever's listening. I like TCU there, and
Yeah, I like Horned Frogs, man.
yeah, yeah,
They've had some wins this year, but they've also had some head scratching losses
yeah.
with their team. And I, I actually have a Horned Frog hat that I got down there about a month ago when I was down there for work. Went and visited the
Okay,
campus and all. But yeah, looking at this, their schedule, that some of the games they've won, and then they've lost. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick while we're
yeah.
talking.
And I'll just cruise through this down here and go quick. St. John, Northern Illinois. Like I said, probably that's no easy. And then if they win, they play Kansas.
Yeah,
That's tough. I mean, that's going to be tough. I mean, South Florida, I think's won 12 in a row. That isn't no. That's probably a bet I'm going to look at. I think they're catching 6.5 or 7 against Louisville. They're not looking straight, and you don't know if that guard's out for Louisville. That freshman guard, I think his last name's Brown. If he's
yeah,
not healthy, that could be a potential upset spot to look at right there. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and then,
They beat Texas Tech at Texas Tech. They
yeah,
beat Iowa State at home when they were there. They lost by 9
yeah,
to Houston. They lost to Arizona and BYU, and Utah was a bad game. Hell, they lost to really bad in overtime. They lost to Notre Dame.
yeah.
Um, Lost by 4 to Michigan and lost to New Orleans. So they lost some games. TCU
Games,
did that.
yeah.
It was head shot shakers, but yeah. St. John's, man. I had them a higher seed. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
especially, I did too. Especially after you win that tournament. That I mean, I get it. The Big East isn't as strong as it is as it's always been, but still, I think they weren't the favorite in that tournament. They ended up winning, and they blew out UConn. I mean,
Yeah.
blew them out.
Yeah, I had them on our Crossroads bracket. I had them as a 3,
Yeah,
the lowest 3, um, And for them to come in at a 5, man, I'm a 2 seed difference there, which is it's not
Yeah.
good. I definitely had them above Kansas.
Yeah, for sure. I think Kansas isn't playing great right now. You don't know what you're getting with that Peterson. Is he going to
So
take the night
so I'm
off
glad
or what?
how do you do this? Me and you are gamblers, sports bettors here. I can see Kansas, and the team just saying Peterson saying, screw it, I'm not going to hurt myself anymore here. How committed would you have this team? I'm a little concerned with Kansas, even from a betting perspective with this.
Right. No, I totally get it. You just don't know how committed he is. I mean, he didn't look great against Houston, and then Houston's not even the same defensive team as they used to be. I mean, they used to be locked down defensively, and they're not like that anymore. I mean, if Kansas wins the first game, I don't even know if they'll cover that. I just see St. John's beating
Yeah,
them right there.
yeah,
It's hard for me to because especially you don't know what Darren P if he checking in or is he checked out. I mean,
right.
that's just I just don't know what you're going to get with that Kansas team.
John,
They've lost
John,
some
can you hear
games.
me? Man,
Yeah,
Birdsong struggling, man. We're gonna put him off a 2 seed line. He's gonna be in the play-in game.
yeah.
He's gonna be a
And then
play-in guy.
when you look at the bottom, just trying to go, the UConn should roll there, but that UConn. Oh, that's another thing. I just don't know about UCF getting in there. I didn't bring that up either. I'm not sure about that. I think that's another bet I like.
Is
I
that
know
because it's a Dookie
UCLA's.
coaching it?
No, I just don't. I know UCLA's banged up. Dant and that the other white guy that probably I'd butcher his last name, so I'm not gonna say it, but Bilodeau or something like that, I believe.
Yeah,
If he's back, I mean, I think they're laying 5.5. I just the way they've been playing, I just think they smoke UCF right there, and that UCLA UConn game could be an absolute steamer.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that because UCLA, I had them possibly being a team that could win 2 games,
Yeah,
easily win 2 games, and now I look at this, I'm like, well, damn, now you got to go against UConn,
right,
and I don't. For me personally, I think that's where the buck stops right there. Unfortunately, I got
right,
UConn, you know,
right.
beating them there and Cronin, and because they're inconsistent, but
They are
they can ride. They're a team that can rattle off 2, 3 wins in an NCAA tournament. Look at the last time it was here in Indianapolis. What they
right.
went to the Final Four,
Before you're right.
right, in 21. So UCLA is not a program to fade. I honestly thought that they could be the one that they would make it 2, 3, make it to Elite Eight, but then I saw they got UConn in that draw, and I was like, well, damn, there kind of goes that. Sparty, Michigan State. JB,
Yeah,
anytime you can hear me, you can chime in. Can you hear us? I don't know
I
what the
can't.
hell's
I
up
can't
with
hear
this
him.
stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
have a
tell.
clue.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kick him
yeah.
from
Sparty
there.
doesn't have a good draw either, and I mean, luckily, I mean, and I'm just telling you, they don't ever blow people out these tournaments. So I always take whoever they're playing in the points because Sparty always is in there in those close games.
Yeah, yeah,
So if they're the favorite, I always like taking them as the dog against them. And if they're the dog, I like using them as the dog normally. I mean,
right.
because that's the kind of games they stay in. So I know we've
Yeah,
talked a lot on that, but that's just breaking it down. I mean, they could possibly get a South Florida team that could beat Louisville, depending on how banged up they are. They've kind of looked rocky lately. So, I mean, and then in the Sweet 16, you're going to get UConn or UCLA. I mean, they probably prefer UCLA, I'm sure, because they've played them before. So they
yeah,
have a little history, but yeah, just tough right there in that East region.
yeah. I agree with that. Sorry, I was looking at something. Um, Louisville, man, I kind of like what Pat has going on down there with that
Yeah,
Cardinal bunch. I expected a little bit further with them in the ACC tournament, to be honest with you,
yeah,
if you were thinking about that. But I can definitely see them possibly upsetting Izzo's bunch, but I think Izzo's bunch could play a little bit better
right.
as we got here in the NCAA tournament. So I like Sparty kind of right now looking at that number. Let me get John in here. He can finally get in. JB, can you hear us?
I can hear you, man.
Okay,
Thank
I hear him.
God he is
Yeah,
back. Jonathan Birdsong, my co-host. I was saying you had technical difficulties. We had the wind power outages. We got storms coming. We got snow coming.
Man,
All on
hey,
Election
it's
Sunday.
it's Armageddon, man. And the dude, when I was in the garage moving around, the car stopped, man. So we'll get to all that a little later, man. I just wanted to chime in, man. I watched too much college basketball all year, and technically, tournament time is here, man. I watch too much college basketball not to comment and tap in and give my opinion, man. So I don't know where we at. I seen some of the brackets. I've kind of started filling them out. My bracket on the Crossroads Sports, ESPN, College Basketball Challenge, man.
We were just talking, John.
Interesting matchups.
We kind of went into the East. The East is the hardest region. The Duke Blue Devils region is the hardest. You got the likes of Shire, Patino, Bill Self, Izzo, Nick Cronin. You got Hurley. This is a jam-packed East region. Tough road for the Blue Devils to get back to Indianapolis again. Your thoughts on that bracket?
Yeah, just,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We are the team for the Blue Devils, man. But I seen some other matchups on that board. You may potentially got a Kansas and St. John's. You may potentially even got Virginia and Tennessee in the second round matchup.
Wrong bracket.
Oh, shame on me. But dude, I'm spitballing what I had in front of me, man. Shame on me, man. But I even had Hofstra kind of upset in Alabama potentially, man, because
Well, we'll get to that side of the bracket when we get there, JB. We're going one side of the bracket at a time. And now he's cut out. His audio's not working. Audio's not working, John.
Oh, yep, it's not.
Not working, JB. He can't even hear me.
Yeah.
He's talking to himself.
He can go off. He can go off.
JB.
He can go off, man. What's up?
Your audio, we didn't hear the last minute and a half of you talking. It was out.
Oh, my God. Well, let me tap back at since I got a clear channel finally. Y'all continue to talk. I'll tap back in.
Okay. No, JB, I was saying east side here. We'll bring up we got JB audio wise. Let me bring on Decot here. Decot, Game Time Network, What's going on?
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Good. The JB East Side Internet, the power outages, the snow, the storms. So
hey, listen, they do us wrong on the East Side, man. They got to do better for us, man.
Listen, we got we got all the concurrence, but no, we're kind of going through the East region. I was saying that it's the toughest region of them all. I'm sorry for our viewers who'll keep watching. Toughest region of them all. You've got Shire, you've got Patino, you got Self, you've got Izzo, you've got Cronin, and you've got Hurley. Toughest region if you match up the seed lines for the Duke Blue Devils to try to get back to Indianapolis.
You know what hurts me is my guy Josh Jones at North Dakota State, right? When I saw that pick when they went to Michigan State, I was hoping they had a fighting chance, right? As an upset. I think Michigan State's going to be real pissed about what happened to them this past weekend, and I think they're going to come out with some real fiery play. I think. In my opinion.
I think they've got to play a little bit better. That's not typical Big Ten showing that you would get from Sparty and Izzo there. I told Tanner a little bit ago, UCLA before the bracket came out, they were that team. I could see them doing a sneaky run to that Sweet 16 Elite 8 with the little leprechaun out there and Westwood. But when they've got a draw with Hurley's bunch, I think that could possibly be a knockout, drag out fight, literally in that second round matchup.
How healthy are they though? That's the thing for UCLA. You don't make excuses. You only can play with the guys you got. But I think if UCLA is 100%, man, I think they've come along these last 5 or 6 games. Think about this: Indiana beat them at home.
Yeah,
and these guys went out and just balled out. That guard play in the backcourt was instrumental against Michigan State for sure.
Yeah, John, I am shocked that St. John's is a 5 seed because I had them as most as a 4, little bit of a 3 at one point here late in the season.
Is that what they put them as? Oh,
5 seed.
They must have. That you know what? Joe Lenardi said something disrespectful. He said that the Big East was far, far below some of the top 2 conferences, and he was speaking in the SEC and Big Ten. I don't necessarily see things like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as ranking, that might be where they kind of see the, you know what I'm saying, them being as tournament champs and whatnot. That's kind of disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of disrespectful. I kind of got them knocking out Kansas, and then playing on, man. So they are a good team. I told you in the chat, Zubi Ujafor, you should kind of like that guy. I don't know if he's 6'9". He doesn't necessarily look 6'9" to me, but he plays big, and you know what I'm saying, can hit some out shots, play big on the inside, plays defense. You know what I'm saying, all those things that you kind of want all the college basketball player. Hell, he's the Big East Player of the Year, man. So I don't know how they kind of come up with some of these seedings, man. You said Purdue's a 2 seed, right?
We'll get to that region in a bit. We're not doing it right now. So, got to keep him online, Got to keep him online.
I'm sorry, man. I've been in and out. I do apologize, man.
JV said, let me roll. Let me roll.
One region at a time, because if you don't, this show get lost, and it's not getting lost. Kansas. Me and Tanner were talking, Decott, on a betting perspective. Tanner Decott does the sports betting as well with us, so
okay.
He's in that side. With Kansas, you can't. I don't know how far you can trust this Peterson kid in Kansas to where he just says second round, I'm shutting it down. I'm going to save myself a little bit. This is too much for me.
Yeah, that's the message, right? You know, if he's 100%, I'm talking about between the ears.
Mm-hmm.
I like them to go deep because they've got talent. Their backcourt's talented. They got, you know, big men that are very athletic, big man from Kokomo. But I think the team doesn't seem gelled, especially with the ass whooping they took this weekend. It looked like they were disjointed, Tanner, as when I looked at the game. Like they just didn't look like they wanted to play together to me.
I know. Couldn't even score 50 points, I think, in that game, but bad.
9 minutes without a field goal or something like that. 9. You're crazy.
Yeah.
When you got the proverbial first pick in the draft on deck.
Right.
9 minutes, bro. That's a lot of time.
Down at the South, before we move over real quick, because you guys have joined us now, Jonathan and Decott. Florida as the number 1 seed. Houston going to have is the number 2 seed. Overall, the 5th best team in the country down here, slated with Florida. North Carolina, obviously, with the injury to Wilson, kind of moves down now to a 6th seed there. Nebraska. Hey, I said you got to watch it. That Sweet 16, you may get a rematch of Vanderbilt and Florida that we just had in the SEC tournament there. That, you know, that I had to just wipe my eyes to make sure I wasn't seeing things with Vanderbilt putting that ass whooping on them.
Yeah, that was surprising, man. You know, we've talked about Florida a lot, you know, with their bigs, how deep they are. And I didn't see any of the Vandy Florida game. I'll admit that. But maybe there just wasn't something right with Florida. They just didn't have it that night. And think about it. You're still talking about kids that are, you know, young men that are 18 to 26 now. And maybe they just didn't have it that night.
Nah, man, the point guard from Florida, he's on everybody's radars now. If not, you know what I'm saying, definitely for one of the better college basketball players. They're big. They're big last night, shot threes and hit threes well for Vanderbilt last night. That is not necessarily something I would necessarily trust because they did go through a losing spell through some of their SEC play. But like a huge win for them last night kind of left me my mouth wide open because I kind of thought Florida was going to end up in the championship game for sure and kind of go into the tournament strong. So I do like their backcourt. They had some snafus early on in the season. I think they get it. I think they get it together and they will march on for sure. Gators.
Okay. If, like I said, if you put the seedings together, the East with Duke's region is a 31. The lower the seed numbers, obviously, the harder it is. So Duke was at 31 in the East. Florida in the South is 32. So the Florida region is actually, or the South region is the second hardest region going into the tournament here. You got the likes of Illinois. Illinois' kind of been on the backslide. They've lost some double-digit leads. They look like they could be world beaters at times, Decott, in this Big Ten, but they're coming in as a 3 seed. Thoughts with Illini?
I was going to say the exact same thing, man. They got that freshman 6'6" guard. He's not a combo guard. It's difficult. And with Wilson not being available for North Carolina in that second round,
Yeah.
I'm telling you ahead of time, I'm taking Illinois for sure. I just think they've got enough talent, and I think they think about this. They rested after they got beat. They had an opportunity to rest a little bit as well too, and get their bearings about them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come out throwing real haymakers at Penn and get them out of the way really quick to prepare for North Carolina in 2 days after that game. I like it. I like Illinois a lot.
Yeah. I'll reiterate what I said North Carolina. They could lose. VCU's got a dynamic guard. I can't think of his name. He can absolutely fill it up. He did it today.
Yep.
North Carolina's only 2.5-point favorite. I could see him actually losing. And this is coming from a North Carolina big time backer here. I mean, and definitely I'm with you. I mean, it'd be a miracle if they made it past Illinois. It'd be a great win if they got past VCU the way they're playing right now, too, after winning that. So they're kind of hot. And then North Carolina's gone backward they're just a different team without Wilson. I mean,
much different.
So and I think that'll hurt them a little bit. That's going to hurt them.
Right now, North Carolina's a 2.5-point favorite against VCU.
Yeah. And that just shows you how much trust they got in North Carolina. That's why I want to take VCU plus 2.5.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I got to there's gonna be some DraftKings. I'm sorry, I don't know. Brandon, DraftKings going to see me on this one.
Yeah.
I like what VCU did today against Dayton. They put them in a box, kind of wasn't even close. And they're going to tear as far as the tournament is concerned. I think talent ultimately still outmatches that, and I think I kind of I get it why they got them over just by 2 points, but I kind of got North Carolina going into a game, winning that one for sure. Illinois, don't trust them, man. I don't trust them after the first round, man. I can't, man. Stojakovic's little son, and they turn into it. And Wagler, y'all mentioned they turn into a jump shooting team, and they forget they got a rebound sometimes, man. That has had to be a huge disappointment for Illinois not to at least get to the championship game while it was in Chicago of the Big Ten tournament, man. So I don't necessarily trust Illinois at all.
Okay. I do like Iowa in the 9 matchup upsetting Clemson, the 8 seed. I do like that. And I actually just looked at it. And right now as we speak, and Iowa's actually the favorite in that game by 2.5. So sports books are speaking
it's gonna
as well.
It's going to be Sturts Mania. It's going to be little Sturts Mania, man. He's moved. He's leveled up. And, you know what I'm saying, he got, professional basketball scouts looking at him. And this is probably going to be even though Clemson's not necessarily a super brand name, this is going to be a big moment for Iowa if he goes off like he can.
Okay. We'll switch over to the Midwest region. The number 1 seed here is the Michigan Wolverines, the number 3 overall team. Their loss to Purdue dropped them ahead. Arizona moved up to the number 2 overall team. So you got Michigan. They're going to take on the Maryland-Baltimore County Retrievers or Howard. Georgia, and then Jonathan's boys at St. Louis coming in as the 9 seed there against Georgia. Texas Tech against the MAC, Akron, Alabama, and Hofstra in the 4-13. Tennessee, and they got to take on Miami, Ohio, or SMU. Miami, Ohio stuck in that play-in game after just 1 loss. But both MAC schools are in this region. And then you got Virginia against our boys from the Horizon League, John Wright State. Kentucky taking on Santa Clara in the 7-10 matchup, and then Iowa State, Tennessee State in the 2-15. We'll go down the line here. Tanner, your thoughts on the Midwest?
All right, I'll just touch a little bit. I mean, that Michigan, they should roll pretty at the beginning. I mean, that Kaysen injury is going to hurt them. You can see that backup point guard. He means a little bit more to the team than what they're probably putting on. That's going to hurt them a little bit, I think. I mean, they do get a decent little draw, but I mean, I like St. Louis in there real quick. I know they've lost some a little bit, but that was one heck of a game the other day they played against Dayton the other day, the finish. I think Akron they got a really good backcourt. I think Texas Tech's going to be tested in that game. Akron's got a killer backcourt. I mean, I'm rocking a Ball State sweatshirt right now. I'm almost shout out to Mac. I think they're getting like 7.5 or 8 maybe in that game. I think Akron. I love playing dogs early in there, especially in that 12-5 right there. So I like Akron there to not win, but probably at least give it there. Michigan's got a little easy way there. Bama's got the number 1 scoring offense. They're probably going to blow out Hofstra. And then in the bottom half, I feel like that playing game is going to be one of the best to watch. I think Kentucky Santa Clara is a good game. Real quick, just quick. I think Santa Clara might be able to bounce them. They're not looking too good. I just think Iowa State might have a little chance to go on a little run down there. I don't see much trouble. I mean, Santa Clara. I could see Santa Clara pulling an upset. Iowa State might have those little feisty teams can make a little run, and then I just see probably Iowa State making a decent little run over there in that tournament and going over there. That it just looks like one of the easier brackets when I look at it. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of tough stuff over there to me.
Okay. Decott?
I like Iowa State in this, man.
Yeah.
I like Iowa State because they can shoot the ball well, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where they're playing with the Sweet 16s being played at. I think second round, them against Kentucky be great because they shoot the ball so well. I think Kentucky is a team that's in doubt right now. They're doubting everything they do, right? They're doubting Mark Pope. They're doubting why the hell is our old coach at St. John's kicking everybody's ass and we're stuck with Mark Pope, right? I think I can hear Big Blue Nation saying that. But then in the top part of the bracket, I like Texas Tech. I don't like Michigan at all. They look like trash today to me. They look discombobulated. The guard with his ACL being out is wearing on him. They kept putting the big man number 23 on Brandon as if he could do something with him. That was just dumb to me. Putting him out on the floor. Brandon's shifty quick, and he got to the cup pretty much when he wanted. I don't know if the coach panicked or if it's just the fact that he didn't have confidence in his, in the backup, guards or not. But I don't have a confidence at all in Michigan, and I'm shocked as hell they're number 1 seed. I would have the way they again. I don't know what the final score was, but if you looked at that game, I looked at the first 30 minutes. Wasn't close. Purdue had them on skates the whole game. They had a little bit of a run. They got to within 5, but I don't think that they were crazy threatened. So if it wasn't for Michigan having such a good draw, I would definitely say they would make the Sweet 16. But that draw they've got right here, they're definitely a Sweet 16 team. But I would not be surprised if Bama makes it through without Texas. Excuse me. If Bama makes it through, that they take care of business against Michigan. But we'll have to see what happens because Texas Tech is no joke as well.
Okay, John.
Obviously, you like the names out of this bracket, Michigan and Texas Tech. Decott alluded to it, man. I don't think Big Blue Nation can. They might want to. They don't never want the early exit, man. But they're ready to separate from Mark Pope, man, and get another voice in there so that they can be where they want to be and be like a favorite team. So, I still like Michigan. I still, what I'm saying, even what you kind of, Decott pointed out as well. Critical analysis of what they did today, man. They got more good tape than they got bad tape. And everybody doesn't necessarily have a Clough or a Braden Smith to kind of combat with Michigan. Michigan got at least 3 good guys, man, that they go ISO on you. It's good luck. So I have not necessarily filled out that part of my bracket yet, man. But looking at it, man, I ain't got no problem penciling Michigan at all.
Yeah, I like Michigan or Iowa State most likely to meet kind of in that Elite 8 area here. I think they're the 2 best teams. I could easily see both of those teams going to the Final Four. Each one of them brings something to the table, a little bit different, right? The athleticism with Iowa State, we saw how they competed with Arizona. I mean, God, they were a buzzer beater away, right? We saw that was a classic game on Saturday night. Michigan, obviously, what the pedigree they've had this entire season. Obviously the point guard going down, but there's still Dusty May will get this team right around. They needed a loss. Every team needs a little bit of a loss to kind of get themselves ready for that next step, right? So,
you can say that's not trying to interrupt, or you can be like Purdue. Sometimes they were a little low on life, and they needed to probably win in this tournament. Probably gave them some life.
Yeah, absolutely. Bama, man, I kind of like.
I got them losing the Hofstra.
I kind of like a Bama.
Hofstra, man.
I know you like Hofstra. I kind of like a
Not
Bama
happening.
possible Akron game here
I do
in that
too.
second round. I can possibly see that. Wright State, man, we saw them, John, down there in the Horizon League at the Cortiva Coliseum. I just think with this Virginia squad, I need to look at their matchups a little bit more, but I think with the defense of Virginia, I think the athleticism in that defense, I just don't think Wright State will be able to keep up, especially with rebounding.
Yeah. Yeah. Virginia got some bigs, man, as y'all know, man. A lot of sneaky Virginia guys, they sneak into the league, man, as y'all know, man. Pace's got a Virginia kid, they daggone self, man. But, like, nah, man. It's going to be a tough out. Wright State will be, but, like, they will be out. I got Virginia. I have Virginia playing. I can say I have Virginia playing Tennessee.
Yeah. Virginia's got that good freshman, that white kid from Netherlands.
I really think there's a really good chance that the winner of Miami and SMU could knock off Rick Barnes in Tennessee, right? Decott, you know, Mr. SEC, there's always Rick Barnes always doesn't live up to expectations.
Rick Barnes is going to give you one no matter what. I don't know when he's going to give it to you, but he's going to give you one. And that game may be the one that he gives it to you, right? Because it's just, you know, is it me? Or is it when that team looks distressed, he looks constipated. He looks like he has no idea what to say next. It's almost like his players dictate what happens when things get pressure. And I know that doesn't happen, but man, it sure looks that way. And Rick Barnes is going to give you one. From Texas to Tennessee to wherever he's been, he's going to give you one. And it wouldn't surprise me if this is the one that he gives you.
I'm with you on that, Decott. They got that Ament coming back too from injury, their best player. Yeah. So if he's healthy, they might give it to you. I see.
And the other thing too, Tanner, on that, man, you know, he's a projected top 10 pick. So these guys, they got the money now. So you know, the hunger has slid back. And this may be an opportunity. He's an effective player, but if he's playing at 75%,
it's almost like they're turning into like college football players where they're opting out of games. Like in the bowl games, they're like, I'm done.
It's just more obvious, right? In basketball than it is football. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I going to say? There's one last thing here on this one I was going to say. No.
Why are you thinking about that, Brandon? I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
If my guy Philon gets hot,
he
can take Bama to the final, to the Elite Eight.
That just turned Jonathan's ears.
I'm with you.
If he get, because I don't listen. Yeah. I'm a Bama guy, but I don't have confidence in the coach and where they play in these type of games.
Absolutely.
When the talent is very similar to Alabama, they find a way to lose. But if Philon says, you know, this is my mark. I'm a sophomore. He could have came out last year. If he comes out and says, you know what, this is my show, and he plays a Danny Manning type role, the Danny Manning in the Miracles way back.
Oh, wow.
You know, he had to do something like that because the game has to be in his hands.
Yeah, this is his time, Decott, whether, you know what I'm saying, my critical analysis of the team is whatever, man. A lot of people mention Jeremy Fear's name. A lot of people mention Kingston Fleming's name. A lot of people mention A-Cuff's name. We haven't heard a whole lot of this kid's name at all.
Nah. And
again, like you said, he came back, you know what I'm saying, for developing and whatnot. So again, this is time for, like, dude, like he got paid, but he can't check out because, again,
put the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he came back to school to be a first rounder or a potential lottery pick, and like right now, again, man, he's still a good player, man. I don't necessarily want like folks to, like, you know what I'm saying, blue bloods, this is your time to get to the Final Four. Don't the NBA, it'll come. That's later on, and you know what I'm saying, later on this year. But you know what I'm saying, this is winning time, and it's, you know, single elimination, like it's win or go home.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking back up at the West region, this is numerically the easiest region. Arizona's region out west. You got Arizona against Fins up.
Yep.
Long Island. I love that, by the way. Long Island. So you got them as the 16th seed. Villanova against Utah State. The Wisconsin Badgers against High Point. Wisconsin, John, they're always a little bit pesky, especially in Big Ten tournament time. They've beaten Purdue the last game of the season at Mackey. So Wisconsin coming in as a 5 seed against High Point, one of the highest scoring offenses in the country besides Alabama. This High Point squad. Arkansas, Calipari, John, pencil him in. They do it again. They find a way to win the SEC tournament. Arkansas, they're taking on Hawaii. AJ DeBonsa and the Indiana Pacer himself. BYU will take on the winner of Texas and NC State. Gonzaga is a 3 against Kennesaw. Miami, a 7 against Missouri. Big Ten tournament champion Purdue Boilermakers versus Queens out of New York as the 15 seed.
30 burger.
We'll go down the road here. We'll go opposite this time. Jonathan, talk about the West.
30 burger on the brothers from Queens, man. Sorry, Brooklyn, or whatever, man.
Prime time. Dang.
I know that's Queen. That's Queen's supposed to be 50 cents, so I'm supposed to say something from that, like from that side. But like, no, man, Purdue should handily kind of navigate through that weekend. Be honest with you, man. Who else was in that bracket? Kind of caught my ear. Brandon, give me the top. Give me the second.
Arizona 1, Purdue 2, Gonzaga 3, Arkansas 4.
Arizona's a little young, so that is concerning. Very talented group, but a little young. And have they had their one shining moment already? That's what I kind of argue back, debate back. I like their talent. I like kind of what they put together. Resume speaks for itself as far as going to the tournament. They got a lot of NBA talent on here, D-Cotton, Brandon, and Tanner. Do they still have the push that it takes to win to get to the Final Four? That's going to be some kind of the question marks. I think they as they go through week to week, they got the talent. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, when the talent meets some more talent that can now meet you eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? Do they got the push?
Okay. D-Cot.
Man, it feels like Purdue's the number 1 seed here. How the hell you don't get Arkansas, you don't get Wisconsin, but you get Gonzaga and you get BYU out of that mix. Purdue got a great draw. They earned it. I see no reason why Purdue won't make the Elite Eight out of this lineup. I don't like Miami at all. I saw them play this weekend. They look like they're ready to pack their bags and go on for the summer. Gonzaga's out there with the St. Mary's of the world, still not buying them. Never have, never will. They're a great story. But I don't think that they've got the depth that can play alongside Purdue. NC State has had their moments along with Texas, but one of them are going to go. I think BYU is going to beat them anyway. I think BYU's their forward being out for the rest of the season is going to hurt them in that Sweet 16 piece. I see Purdue not in a cakewalk, but looking like a number 1 seed all the way to the Final 8. Then on the top side, we talked about this, Brandon, for the longest about Arizona. What I think about them. I think Arizona is the most talented team. I just think they've continued to have tough wins. And hell, Koa Pete didn't play like crap. He scored, I think, 21, 22 points, but hell, it didn't look like he played scored that well. He missed a couple of front ends on 1-and-1s over the weekend to put the team at peril when Houston was trying to make a comeback. But they've got so much depth. I don't think that any of these teams in that top 8 bracket, other than Arkansas, can give them hell, and that's going to be a while before they get to Arkansas in that Final 8. So I like Arizona in this deal. As long as their point guard, that injury to his thumb isn't critical. He didn't score in the second half of that game against Houston when he came back out of the locker room. If he's back okay, because I think they play Friday, if I remember right. I think they play Friday. I'm not sure. But he's got about 6 days to get that thumb right. And if his thumb is right, I'd absolutely see Arizona in the Final Four, possibly cutting those nets down for sure.
Okay, Tanner.
Yeah, I was trying to pick out some things. I'll just start with Arizona too. The point guard that hit the shot, he's actually an Alabama transfer. He's great.
Yeah.
And then you have the Burries dude. And then you have that Del Orso when he comes off the bench now because they're healthy. He can stroke it for you. I'm just looking at their thing. They can probably go a long way. That Tommy Lloyd, he's really done a fantastic job there since he's taken over there. So I see them cruising easily Sweet 16, Elite 8 before they even have a thing. Just go down there. I think High Point. That's a bet for the people that like betting. I like them. I think they're catching 12.5 against Wisconsin. Love it right there. Love it. Give me High Point all day. And then as D-Cot was saying, if someone can get hot and carry a team, if a cuff gets hot and he fills it up, Arkansas can make some run pretty easy. Be playing Arizona in that game, and could be one. That game could be for the ages. That Arizona Arkansas game if he gets going. And when it comes to the Storm and Mormons, like you said, I forget that white boy's name that went down with that ACL.
The ACL, the forward.
Yeah. Damn it, I should know it too because I like watching them. It's just him now. It's a two-man show. I mean, it's the right guy that transferred from Baylor and Devonza. They average like 40 a game together, 43 or something. But I just don't think that they needed. I think his name was like Sanders. I think it was Sanders. They need him. I mean, he was another 18 or 19 a game for them. They had like a three-headed monster is really what they had. So I just think Gonzaga's probably too much for them right there. They'll probably win the first one. Get beat. Zags will probably roll there. Miami, yeah, like you said. I mean, Jay Lucas, he's doing a great job. Shout out to your guys, Duke. He's from the Duke coaching tree, so he's done a great job in his first job year there. I think Purdue's playing hot, though, right now. And if they play as hot as they can, that Sweet 16 right there, it'll probably be a Zags-Purdue thing right there for me, and I'm going to go with I think it'll be in Arkansas, Arizona. I just see Arizona probably coming out of that region. I just like their depth and what they got going on right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think with this team, and it's funny because Purdue, if they would end up playing in the Sweet 16 Gonzaga, that's going to be the rematch will be the first game of the season next year. That would be that matchup out in Vegas that they've already had scheduled. But if Purdue can play the defense that like they've been playing, this basically for the tournament, the way they played against Northwestern, the way they came out with UCLA, and especially the defense against Michigan. I mean, Michigan's no slouch, right? We've talked about them being the number 1, number 2 team all season long. If they can rile up that defense, that's great. Hell, Braden Smith, maybe you need to wear number 41 during the entire NCAA tournament. Get a little blood on the jersey, see blood. They're going to go as far as their shooting lets them in that defense. And if Fletcher Lawyer and if those bigs, Kaufman Wren and Jonathan Birdsong's boy, I know he's got a player of the year vote he wants to give to Clough. He was dogging Clough for 3-4 months. And Clough came out in this tournament and played very well for Purdue. Rebounding machine, missed a couple shots here and there inside they should have had, but he got destroyed and blocked by that big Michigan dude. But overall, I like Purdue here to get to that Elite Eight. And I've said it, and I know D-Cott, we talked about it in our chat about a month or two ago late at night, how I just don't trust Arizona. I cannot trust Arizona.
You've been consistent. You've been consistent all year long.
Team out west has not won the national championship since 1997, and it was when Arizona won it here in Indianapolis, where the tournament is now. Now, I haven't made my pick yet what's going to happen in that Elite Eight match, but I'll tell you now, I probably will have Purdue versus Arizona. I don't know who I'm going to pick yet there. I'm going to need some time to fill out my bracket. Thank God I have until Thursday morning. Really Wednesday night, but I'll have it picked. But I see those two teams there coming out of it. I'm really interested in AJ Debonsa there at BYU. I think there's a possibility they could win 2 games there. And if you're going to tell me I've got to pick a streaky team, if he gets hot, being that lottery pick, who says that they can't win 2 games there and they're playing a Sweet 16 game against possibly Purdue? So I really like that. Arkansas, like you said, they're a team I think they can give Arizona troubles. Arkansas could easily be in this Elite Eight game with Calipari, the coaching, the playing. We saw how they played, so I'm not going to put it past Arkansas possibly to do a little upset there themselves. It very well could be that 5-4 game, Wisconsin-Arkansas, that could upset Arizona along the way. I'm not sure with my pick with that just yet. But I will ask you this, and I'll go down the line to everybody here. Let me unshare my screen so I can get the 4 of us.
I don't know if Birdsong's around here.
Yeah, I've got him on audio.
Okay.
His video's out. I'll go down the line. D-Cott first. Which number 1 seed do you trust the least to make it to the Final Four?
Easy for me, Michigan. Michigan by a landslide. I didn't like what they look like today. And you have, your second guard who really is a good facilitator out for the season. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't trust the big men that for Michigan that well in this type of setup.
Okay, Tanner, for
Man,
you.
man. Yeah, and it's not. I like all the 4-1 seeds. I know last year it was like the first time in a while that all 4 number 1 seeds made it to the tournament.
Chalk.
And yeah, it was chalk. And I'm not just saying this because I don't have. I mean, every 1 seed has their falls, and I'm just gonna say because no one else probably goes. I'm gonna just go with Duke just because their schedule, the way to get down there to the Final Four is the hardest. They gotta go. They gotta run a gauntlet, and I think just maybe it might catch up to them, and maybe the freshmen might get to them a little bit. I know Boozer's easily been playing number 1 player of the year, but I just think it might just catch up to them and see what happens there, and that's why I'm just going to go Duke there.
Okay, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna take Florida. I think Vanderbilt kind of showed the blueprint a little bit for not just how to upset and beat Florida, but how to get past them, right? To beat them down. I would say Duke is probably the second one there. You're right. Obviously, Tanner, you're 100% right with being the toughest region and the teams that you have there. As much as I say I hate Arizona and I don't trust in them and I don't believe in them, I do think they can get to the Final Four. I do. And I hate to say that.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but I think they can, and I don't want to trust them because they haven't showed it to me in the past that they can withstand it. They always find a way, just like who we talking about? Can't think of the team now. We were talking about earlier. Yeah, Gonzaga type. But I'm going to take Florida as my number 1 team. I think that is the least likely to make it to the Final Four. I think Houston could definitely upset them and take that run. When is it time for Calvin Sampson and his squad to step it up there, right? They've been close before. Maybe this is the year they kind of get there. Or who even says that Illinois does not make a run down there in that South?
Yep.
They've got the talent to do it. So
They do.
I'm going to take Florida. John, who is your number 1 seed that you think the least can make it to the Final Four?
I think I already said I think it's Arizona, just because they're young. This is a young team. Actually, the coach is from the Gonzaga family tree, if anybody remembers, man. So he might have brought some of that Gonzaga magic over here with him, man. But he's got a supremely talented team. This is the year that he should definitely get to the Final Four. You mentioned Houston, the Little Sisters of the Poor, the Big 12, probably the best team, argumentatively, that Calvin Sampson has ever had, period, whether it was at Oklahoma, IU, or even some of his past Houston teams, man. So definitely got the squad. When they got their heads together, and they necessarily haven't had any like distractions, and they have NBA level talent, you know what I'm saying? That is, everybody kind of knows is next level talent, but they haven't had any distractions openly. But you kind of got to question some of the losses, you know what I mean? You know, especially during the taper end of the Big 12 season. So here we are. I'm not going to negate Florida, Brandon. I'm not going to negate Florida, man. I think they get it right. And we should see, I'm not going to say we necessarily with Billy Donovan just yet, back-to-back championships with his coaches yet, man. But I think they get it right. They got a good mixture of outside in.
Okay. Now, who is your favorite number 2 seed to possibly make the Final Four? Your 2 seeds, UConn, Houston, Purdue, and Iowa State. We'll go Tanner first.
Who's that one in Iowa State side?
The one is Michigan.
Yeah, man. It's between Iowa State and Houston, I think, for me. I'm just going to go Iowa State. I like how they play. They could have beat Arizona. I think if that Iowa State, if it happens, if they play Michigan, that game's going to be one for the ages. I can't pronounce the dude's name that can really stroke it for number 22.
Right.
I'm not going to try to butcher it, but he stroked it the other day for him. I mean, he can really fill it up, and Lipsy's a great point guard. So I'm going to go Iowa State right there. Hopefully I didn't take anybody's thunder there, but I like Iowa State being able to make some noise there.
Okay. Decott?
You know, it's crazy. I like UConn talent-wise out of all of them. But, man, I'm just sitting there licking my chops at what Purdue has in front of them, man. I'm sorry, you know, and I'm not a Purdue homer or any of that like that.
Yes, you are.
Man, I like their path, man. I mean, they got a great coach, and he doesn't get a lot of credit. He never will, because he doesn't yell and scream and cut up and all of that. All he does is go down there and win Big Ten titles, man, and gets the most out of the players that he has. And I don't see them going against a team that has the type of dudes that are going to be, blasting in the NBA other than Arizona. And if they get to that point, hell, they're in the Final Four anyway. I mean, if they get to Arizona,
to look at it for you
Four
this way, if they were get to the Final Four, DK, the other region, they've played the 1 seed, they've played the 2 seed, and they've played the 4 seed. The only team they haven't played of those top 4 seeds is Virginia. So
I
mean, they would see a repeat most likely of one of those teams.
They earned it, though. People are going to complain about that bracket and all that, but you got to win to get in. And Purdue did nothing but showed their mettle this weekend. So for me, I like UConn talent-wise better, but I like the match that Purdue has in their bracket.
Okay. John?
Kind of almost wish Brady Mullins had chose Purdue. He'd have been another shooter they could have had on the floor.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? This for the Boilermakers, man. Boiler's potentially going to meet a monster in AJ Batansta, and that's going to be a handful. We've seen. I was critical of Clough's play about 4 or 5 weeks ago, man. I was talking about giving the Oscar today. You know what I'm saying? Because he played a tough minded game, man. He has to stay out of foul trouble. He has to look for his offense, which is around the rim. And he has to be a defensive presence. If they and then we know Kaufman Rin's gonna do what his dirty work for sure, man. Kind of he's on my radar, man. Now for 2nd round draft picks, man. I know, yeah, Kaufman Rin. And then so long as Purdue, Brandon Reef said it earlier today, man. So long as Purdue plays inside out, that's Purdue basketball, and that's what they played today. The seniors played like seniors today. The homie gonna have to listen. You are 87% free throw shooter. You're gonna have to hit Lawyer. You're gonna have to hit your free throws, man. You get fouled on 3, hit them all, bro. Okay, so that is kind of the only criticism I got. Purdue defensively, the Big Ten tournament got them focused. Defensively, I will say that the Big Ten tournament got them focused. They looked like a totally different, not a totally different team. They like the team that we saw in the Indy Classic, just playing better talent, man. And like I said, their hardest potential game is probably gonna be that monster that they play in AJ Batansta. If they can contain that, then yeah, they will coast on to the at least the Elite Eight.
For mine, I'm gonna give it to Iowa State. This is gonna be my easiest number 2. What number 2 do I think can make it to the Final Four? The easiest. I'm gonna take Iowa State. I love their offense. I love that defense. I don't want to do a homer pick there with Purdue. It's close with it, but I'm gonna give I'll give Iowa State the nod. They beat Purdue by 20 or so. With that, Michigan. You look at Michigan; they could have a track meet with Alabama, right? Possibly right before that game in the Elite Eight. That possibly could be against Iowa State. If it's a tough track meet and they're tired, you only got 1 day of rest, and you get to take on an Iowa State team that can grind you down, and get you in foul trouble with this Michigan squad. I like that. I like that backcourt as well of Iowa State. So that would be my number 2 seed. I think would have the easiest route, I guess, to get to the Final Four there. As we look, gentlemen, as we round out, now I will put a disclaimer. By the way, the bracket is posted on the back already with the teams out there. We're ready to go. We have one upstairs and we have one downstairs in the living room.
Oh,
wow. So we're set to go at the house. Your picks on here or for the show only. They don't have to be what your bracket's going to be on our ESPN Bracket Challenge. Shout out Game Time Network. Shout out Crossroads Sports. Join it on ESPN.com. Go to the Facebook page. Go to the Twitter account. Go to our pages. We'll be sharing it. Tanner will be on there as well.
Everywhere.
Make sure you put your name somewhere where we can distinguish who your bracket is, because I'll tell you right now, and John, I know John is East Side. He was ESPN fan 01564532 so many years. And we finally got somebody put their name in as 264 ESPN 357. If you win that, we ain't gonna know who you are to get you your gift. So You got to put your name in there. Right now, we've got 5 or 6 people. We had about 25 to 30 last year, and yours truly took home the crown. So your picks here don't have to be exactly what your bracket is going to be. We're just going off. Obviously, you're going to do your research. It's going to give you time to break down those matchups as you continue. But gun to head right now, as we look at a blank bracket, Final 4 teams, national championship, and champion. Tanner, go first.
Oh boy.
It doesn't have to be with your bracket. Just right now, off the head, just looking quickly at the bracket.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right. I know I've been a fan of Zona, so I'm gonna put Zona in there. Zona, Iowa State. That's on that side. Man, I like people don't like Florida. I like Florida. They got some guys back there. I like Florida. Florida, and that top bracket is loaded. 1, 2. Michigan State.
The revolver is spinning with that bullet right now, gun to head.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Just because this is what I think. I think it's going to be it. I just do. I think this is how it's going. I'm going to put Duke in there. And the final championship is going to be Zona Duke, and I'm going champion Zona.
Okay. Decot.
I was sitting there looking. I like Arizona. I think for all my money, I'm taking Arizona to cut down the nets, right? But we're talking about the Final 4. So I think Arizona. I think Purdue. Then I flip on the other side.
They're in the same
I hate
region.
to pick against
Yeah,
Duke.
he can't. Yeah, he can't. He can't. Yeah, I think they're.
You can't
Can
do that.
you hear me?
Region. Yeah, but you can't do that.
What? What did I do?
Said Purdue, you did Purdue, and then you're going to take Arizona. They're in the same region.
But then that Final 4, though, right?
No.
No, that's the one.
Oh, damn! I'm
Playing
sorry.
Elite Eight.
I don't have it in front of me. My bad. So I'll take Arizona. I'm not going to pick against Duke. I do like Houston.
In your Midwest is the last one.
Is in Connecticut in the Midwest?
No, you would have. It's the one with Michigan in there. Michigan, Iowa State. Michigan's the
Virginia,
one. Iowa State's
Alabama.
It'd be Iowa State then.
Okay.
Because there's no way in the hell I'm picking Michigan. I don't like.
And you have Arizona in the championship winning.
Yep.
Over Houston or
over Duke.
I like over Duke, man. Arizona Duke me
too.
I like that matchup. You talking about you probably looking at on that court. It's almost like Alabama LSU about 10 years ago on the football field, right? You're probably looking at about 10 guys who are gonna play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah,
Jonathan.
I would take Arizona over Duke.
I'm looking at the bracket, man. I really wish my bracket had like where all the games were being played at, man. But just looking off of it, man, I like Duke to come out of that bracket. I think Florida's gonna get upset somewhere it ain't gonna be the Dairy Birds from Nebraska or anything like that. But I think Florida gets kind of upset there, and potentially you might have, I don't know, Illinois, if Illinois can get their act together. If Illinois can get their act together, and like I said, so I don't necessarily like Florida coming out of that bracket. I think that they're gonna get spoiled. Go to the other side. Even though we saw Michigan lose today, by the time they would have to play Purdue again, I would be hard pressed not. They're in the same bracket, right? I do believe.
No.
I got my brackets wrong.
Purdue's in the West, Michigan's in the Midwest.
Okay. But then shame on me. There's nobody, not Tennessee, not Santa Clara, not nobody in that bracket that should be fearful that Michigan should be scared of. No. And then you kind of go up top. Looking at a Purdue, Arizona, man. I'm gonna go Homer, man. Give me Purdue.
Okay, so your championship match. You have Arizona versus Michigan and Duke versus Illinois.
No, he has Purdue versus.
No, I got Purdue versus. Purdue.
Yeah. Purdue, Michigan,
I got
Illinois versus Duke.
Let's go with it. Let's redo it from when that Purdue didn't make it to the final game against Duke. They got bounced in the before the final game. So let's go with a rematch of Duke Purdue and final game Duke Purdue.
Who's the winner?
Man, y'all gonna get me in trouble. Y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. Duke probably gonna win that one, man.
Okay. All right. So obviously these games are not gonna. This is gun to head brackets, and when you fill your brackets a little bit different. Gun to heads for me. Coming out of the East, Duke Blue Devils. I'm gonna take Houston out of the South. Gun to head. Just quick glance. Give me Houston.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take Iowa State out of the Midwest. Gun to head.
He don't believe it.
I'm gonna take Arizona in the West. Gun to head.
Oh.
Give me Duke, Arizona, like everybody else, and give me the Duke Blue Devils for their 4th national championship out of Indianapolis. They've won 3 in the Indianapolis. This will be the 4th. Give me the Brotherhood. There's my gun to head. It subject to change here in the next 3 days, but as we fill out brackets and for the Crossroads Sports Game Time Network bracket show, looking forward to it, boys. Anything last following comments? We'll kind of go circle around here. We'll go D-Cop first.
I got a question. Am I way off base? I'm so off Michigan. It's not even funny. And all of you all are talking about y'all really like them. What am I missing? You got your second guard out. Your bigs look big, but they didn't play big today. I think the game plan was horrific against a smaller Purdue team. What am I missing here?
I just think they had a little revenge. Didn't Michigan blow them out earlier at Mackey?
Mackey. Yeah.
I think they had a little revenge spot. I think Michigan might have just had an overlook ahead spot. And they dusted your ass by 20.
I mean, I had Iowa State, so I'm not overlooking Michigan.
Yeah, 2 turnovers, man. They played a senior night backcourt. Because don't take that away. Don't take that away from Purdue, man.
I'm not taking nothing away from Purdue. What I'm saying is,
Purdue had to play a damn near flawless game to beat Michigan.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Today?
Yeah,
Purdue played damn near.
I guess I looked at it differently because I didn't think that especially in the second half, they got within 5 or so, a little back and forth, but I didn't feel like Purdue was pressed. I mean, Brandon had that ball on a string, and he was doing what the hell he wanted when he wanted.
True enough, Purdue likes playing with the lead. That is. Unfortunately,
sorry,
Matt Trainer. They like playing with the lead. They like being 10 up.
So there, JB.
I think that Kaysen dude was probably the guy that normally guarded Braden Smith, and not having him probably hurt him. Not putting.
That's
pressure.
My point.
Yeah.
He's with us. He's on the sideline watching. That's my thing. I could be wrong. I'm just not on Michigan.
Michigan had a lot of rim shot threes that just went, double rimmed on them, man, and they was right down, man. So they those shots they won't necessarily miss, man. I don't think everybody has a Purdue push like Michigan's gonna face in the tournament, man. I trust Michigan enough to get to the Final Four.
Woo, Lord have mercy. That's
I think good Dusty May's been there before. He knows that he's been there. He knows how to play in this pack.
To peel off of Michigan. I just like the fact that we got so much talent. We got so much NBA talent in this tournament this season, right? You're probably talking about most of the tournament. You're probably talking 20, 25 guys going to be first round picks in that neighborhood. I mean, it could be wrong, but you're looking at about 20 guys going to be first round picks. That means great games, great talent, and we're all the winners and the beneficiaries of this.
Right.
Are you breaking the tradition and going meet for the NCAA tournament?
We're going to do our thing at Big Z's on the 4th. I may have a little bit of meat, not much. I'm going to have to wash it down with some cauliflower bites or something, but we'll see.
What?
I'll tell you about that off air. It's another thing.
Oh, Lord. We'll do final roundup here. Tanner, we'll go you first.
Hey, I don't have a TV around on me. Hey, can you give me an update on that WBC? Are we getting cooked right now by the Dominican, or how's USA doing?
Yeah. Give us your final thoughts while I'm giving you
Okay. I think it's another star-studded. I'm trying to think of a mid-major or a Cinderella. We really didn't talk about it.
0-0 bottom of second.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think of a Cinderella really on final thoughts that I could think to make some noise in this because it always happens. There's a bracket buster out there we really haven't talked about, and that's what I was going to try to say. I'm trying to really think. I'll have to dive back and get back to us just to think who would be the Cinderella that we could think that could make a run in there, because it always happens. There's always a double-digit seed that gets in there and makes some noise. So I'll have to look at it. That's just my thing. I'll get back and I'll post something and I'll find a Cinderella I think that can make some noise in there.
Okay, D-Cot.
He already went.
You're on mute.
He already went. Yeah, he went.
He already went.
No, I went, but I was gonna say I like North Dakota State. I know they're playing against Michigan State. My guy Josh Jones, North Dakota State assistant coach. Much love. I would love to see them knock Michigan State off. That'd be great. Not just for North Dakota State, the way they played this season. They started off 3-4. Man, they've been as hot as anybody, including Miami of Ohio, in the second half of the season. But I would love to see them knock off Michigan State. But man, Michigan State's got a lot of guns over there, man.
I don't know that's so for just to get in here. A quick Cinderella. Watch out for South Florida. They're hot right now. 12 in a row. They might be able to make some noise.
Okay, they are actually playing Louisville in the first game.
And I'm telling you, if that Brown guy's hurt or Bagna, I think that brings a lot of struggle to Louisville.
Okay, JB.
Man, just some decent mid-majors in here. Furman, the Derry Birds from Miami, man, we love them. The other Pickle Ricks from Akron, man, we love them too. Went 17-0 at home. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gotta love some of their stories. They got some guards with some wiggle. Man, Tanner brought it up. You know, I won't bring it up again. VCU might be some bracket busters right there, man. So I can't wait till they roll them out.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I'm excited. March Madness is here. Brackets are going to come out. Be sure to fill out your bracket. Crossroads Sports Game Time Network. It'll be on ESPN. So it'll be on the Facebook page for Crossroads. Myself and Jonathan's. It'll be on DCOTS. It'll be on the Game Time page.
I'll move it over. I'll put it on.
Tanner will flip it through. Winner will get something. Special gift between the Game Time and Crossroads. We got something special we're going to do for the winner. As long as we can make out who the hell it is that's the winner. See if you can beat me. Going for 2 in a row. Housekeeping for show. We're going to have our Crossroads Sports show will be Tuesday night. I can't do Wednesday. I'm about to be an uncle for the 3rd time on Wednesday.
What's up?
So
congratulations.
First niece. So going to be meet my first niece this Wednesday evening. So we're going to move the show to Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, coming out at 5:00, will be the side-by-side racing podcast, myself and Isaiah with Game Time Network. So we'll have that show out on Tuesday. And then the games start on Thursday.
No, play-ins on Tuesday.
Yeah, play-ins on Tuesday. So brackets are due by Thursday noon when it starts. We'll have other bracket challenges. We'll have it on there. Get your brackets out. We'll get our brackets posted as well. I always post mine the day of on Thursday on Twitter, on Facebook. That way people can follow along if they want. It'll be on ESPN. We'll follow the leaderboard every night. We'll post a screenshot of who's winning with that. Anything else, gentlemen, before we wrap?
Just thanks again for letting me hop on here and join you guys for this last hour. Appreciate it.
It's good talking to you, Taryn. First time, man.
Yeah, D-Cop, thanks for your knowledge. Appreciate you, boss.
Oh, man. It's going to go crazy.
All right, boys. Have a great night. March Madness is here. Fill out those brackets. Use pen, not pencil. Take it easy.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.